All right, guys, I think we are back. Oh, this is going to be juicy. You know when technology start messing up, somebody need this. Somebody need to hear this. Let me know if we back because I can see me now, but let me know if you all can see me as well. And you guys jump back in. I'm gonna reach out to my girl Adrian and I'm gonna ask her. She told me it was paused, but let me see if we all back in here now. Am I back? Let's see. Let's see if I can get a response. And let me ask Tara to make sure I get back. Am I back? Let me know. Let me know if I am back, guys. Because it did just go out blank, but now it looks like we back on live. And let's see if that is the case. The internet go out or are we back? It looks like we're back because I can use other tabs and I see that I am back. Let me see. All right, somebody let me know if we're still in here, please. Let's see. Are we in here? All right, Tara is bringing us back. She is bringing us back. So everybody plow back on in here. Get in here. Come on, let's finish this juicy conversation. We're not going to let some glitch stop us from getting our breakthrough and our transformation, okay? We are not letting some technology glitch. And we're going to do a replay of this. If I got to do it all over from the beginning, I love you guys enough to do so, right? Because I am committed that we get the healing, right? So we got to heal the hurt so we don't repeat the pain. We are back. Okay, everybody flood back on in here. Let's get on in here. We are back. We don't let technology stop us, right? It's a tool. It's a tool, right? That's all it is. It's an inanimate object. A good person pick it up, we're going to do some good things with it. An evil, bad person pick it up, they're going to do what they do. And we are sitting here today to heal the hurt, to create love in our life. So guys, you jump right back in here. I'm going to wait for it. I'm letting people know. People texting me saying, Tara, people texting me saying they can't see me. So let me know. I'm back in. I'm back in. Come back. Come back. We back in. All right, let's let them know that they are back and come on in and catch up with this healing and with this gift that you're about to get, this transformation that you're about to have in this 30 minutes. And then I also want to hear your questions and concerns as well that you had. You can definitely put them in here or in your complimentary coaching session when you purchase the book at the $7 rate. So either way, we want to make sure you get moved, touched, and inspired for your spring cleaning. We want to get that. Okay, so I'll share with everybody I'm back, so they should be hopping on soon. If not, we'll definitely do the replay for them. So my story again is I was getting ready to share with you guys. We are back in and live. All right, awesome. So married 1821. We both love God as I share, but loving God isn't enough. So that marriage crashed and burned. We just did not have the tools. Definitely a good guy. I believe he absolutely loved the Lord. But unfortunately, ladies, in his frustration, my inability to be a good wife, his inability to be a leader and a good husband, unfortunately, he cheated with the nanny. So that was devastating to me on so many levels. It was right in the circle. Someone that was here to serve us and help us, actually, he ended up cheating with. And not only that, it was double indemnity. We were pastors at the time. His mother was the pastor. We were junior pastors, right? Assistant pastors. So the nanny served as a duality. She was our nanny for our son. And then she also was the armor bearer to my mother-in-law, who was the pastor. So armor bearer means she took care of the pastor, gave her the tissues, supported her in her studies and with her wherever she went. So it was double indemnity that he would cheat with this person. It's like, dude, it's the right way to do wrong. Why you gotta be so close? He did an Arnold Schwarzenegger on steroids. Because not only did he cheat with the help, but she was the armor bearer, but then they had twins. Ouch. Ladies, I wanted twins since I was 5 years old. I told my mom I was going to have 12 kids, a couple sets of twins. So I was like, God, what was that? What was the point of that? What kind of pain? I came to church looking for healing. I had just found out possibly My father died like 5 times in my life, guys. That's a whole nother video, and it'll be in my next book. But I came to church because at that point I found out that my father had committed suicide, and I was so depressed and upset about that. I came to church looking for a father figure. I came to church for looking for healing, and I ended up being proposed to at 16 without the ring, but suggested strongly that I need to pick from the men that's available, right? I walked in looking for one thing, but found another. How many of you have experienced that? You married that man looking for hope and harmony, and you got the shock of your life, right? Welcome to being human. See, the point of me telling this is to share with you that through adversity, you will grow. And through adversity, you will birth your purpose. Through adversity, right, you'll get closer and closer to your most authentic self. Wait for it. It gets even more juicier, right? So I call myself going to church to get healing, but I was shared that I needed to choose between these 4 men to marry, right? Wow, wasn't that a dilemma at 16, 17 years old? So the one did propose to me. We ended up getting married at 18, and it was an opportunity for me. Why? Because I wasn't healed. So because of the trauma that my mother had received as a foster child, being taken advantage of as a child, never knew her father. She saw her father one time because her aunt took her to a bar and pointed him out. But she was afraid to introduce her to her father because she thought her father would deny her. Can you imagine that? Now, my mom can remember birthdays for years and decades. She's passed on now. She transitioned, and that's another part of the story we'll get to. But she can remember birthdays. She can remember all kinds of numbers in different orders. But she couldn't remember that man's name. Her own father, the one time she saw him. If we don't heal the hurt, we'll keep repeating the pain. So she suppressed that rejection. And it came up in so many areas, right? So she marries my father, who will end up, while she's pregnant, has another woman pregnant. I'll go with me. It's coming all 4 circles. See, what you're hearing right now, you're hearing your story, and you're having your aha moments as well. Because you recognize that we all have baggage, generational curses that you might say, well, Focus, I had a good life. I'm so glad you did. And you want to continue to have that good life by doing the work and staying conscious, right? So because we can outdo each other trauma, but there's no victory in outdoing each other trauma. It's what is the purpose? What did the universe want me to learn? So she decided with my father, she told him, listen, nah, it's not going to happen like that. And he actually attempted to leave her and move with the other female. She proceeded to go to the house and told him, this not happen like that. Get your stuff and go. Well, anybody know what my mama, when it comes to my mama, you gonna get your stuff and go, right? So he came on home, right? But that goes right back to, if you don't heal the hurt, you'll repeat the pain. She felt so deeply rejected by her father and her upbringing that she did not know when to let go. That sometimes you're in a relationship, you still trying to make something happen that been over. You still trying to make it work. You still trying to love him and tell him, listen, all you got to do is, right? Even if you just come home from Monday to Friday, right? Or do what you do on the weekend, right? Because you're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of the pain it's going to take to heal. But I promise you, oh my goodness, the peace, the joy you get from the wholeness of who you are and not giving up on yourself, right? Not taking second fiddle. Yes, I promise you, the joy that you get. Well, how do I know? Keep up with the story. Keep up with the story. So she brought him home. They had 2 more kids after that. Unfortunately, my father, it came to evolution that he had mental health issues. And we later on had to run for our life for an entire year because my father said, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. I'm with you guys. We still talking about spring cleaning because somebody on here, you can outdo and out-traumatize my trauma. But I'm sharing with you and being vulnerable with you because I want you to understand we all go through something. And at some point, it's called so what? You can't let it keep running your life. It's time to slow down, to speed up, so you can heal the hurt, or you're just going to repeat the pain. You with me? I'm slowing down for somebody. Drop your questions. Drop your concern. Let me check in because you guys are talking real. Let me see. Those are verses you will draw closer to your authentic self. Boom! Absolutely, you will draw to your most authentic self. You better come on with it. All right now, while you are speaking the truth, come on now, give me an offering after this. No, I'm just joking with you. Just buy the book and we'll talk about it later. But absolutely, these types of things will resonate in your soul. And I want you to hear me. I'm not just telling this story to be entertaining, but allow your stuff to come up that you thought you suppressed. And that's the thing of it. You know, if you suppress something, it's going to pop up somewhere else, right? But I want you to really hear how these generational curses will keep happening. See, falling back to my marriage, right? So we end up getting the nanny pregnant. You see the generational curse? You see, well, I didn't clean up my pain from my childhood and from my mom. I actually ran away. I got married. When he asked me to marry him, I thought it was a great opportunity because my mom was so hurt and blinded. I couldn't do anything right. She picked me apart. I never was home. And when I was home, it was still something wrong, right? So when he asked me to marry him, I was like, yes, let me get out of this craziness. But unbeknownst to me, 3 months into that marriage, I'm 16 plus some months old. He walks in and I'm watching Oprah Winfrey. He snatches the remote out of my hand and he says, you will not be watching her on my TV. Oprah is the devil and give you ideas. Anybody in here in an abusive relationship? Hit that link right up there. It says, what is the focus of love? And click your 30-minute session. Let's get you out of that. You deserve better. That was his issue. Although it had nothing to do with me and he needed to fix himself, it was the energy I was exuding out. It's called the crucible, when you recreate your childhood or your pain because you're trying to work through it and figure it out. So this man just took a remote out of my hand and said, his TV, I can't watch Oprah anymore because she gives me the ideas and she's a snake. If you don't heal the hurt, you'll repeat the pain. See, the name change. It was mom a few months ago. 3 months later, it's my husband. Still oppressing me because his own pain and his own subconscious of me leaving him or feeling like I'm better than him or he's not worthy to have me. And eventually I'll realize that and leave the marriage. We got to heal the hurt or we'll repeat the pain. Whether you move or get married, you take you with you everywhere you go. We got to do the spring cleaning. So fast forwarding that, 5 years later, we are going through a tumultuous divorce. We're going through a tumultuous divorce, and I'm wondering, how is this happening to me? What is taking place? What is going on? I can't believe he's treating me this way. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. This is all in the lesson. This is all in the lesson for you to have your aha moment of the how essential it is to do the work. We think we're good. We're going to, this is one of our favorite strong women sayings. I'm going to keep on keeping on. No, you're not. It's going to come up somewhere else. You want to sit down and listen to your soul speak to you in these days that we have off. I understand the bills is coming. I understand you off work. You might not be getting paid. I understand that. But this is the perfect opportunity to have your solace. Some people feel like it's an isolation, but I promise you, if you just shift a little bit to solitude, where you can create and be with your feelings, your emotions, your soul, and just sits in the seat of your soul and ask yourself a poignant question. I asked a beautiful lady earlier today, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Why are you existing on this earth? I mean, our girl O, she said, Oprah Winfrey said, if you don't know your purpose, that's the first thing on your agenda. So hit that link for your 30-minute consultation so we can carve out what is your purpose. And I go through a series of exercises to help you to figure out and distinguish and declare, because it only can come from you. Your family and friends is part of the exercise, but the declaration of what your purpose is come from you. And it's malleable, it's fluid. You grow into it and then you stretch it a little further. You got to know your purpose, because inside of knowing your purpose is how you live your life, how you choose your spouse, how you choose your job. Yes. How you choose how many kids you need to have. Where do you move to? See, when I get phone calls and opportunities, if it doesn't gel with my purpose, I know that's not for me. It's not that the cause isn't good, but I need to stay in alignment with my purpose, or I'll be running around here like a chicken with a head off. Yes. So that's the first thing, to know your purpose. So 5 years later, I'm getting divorced and I'm like, what is going on? How did this happen? I thought I was going to die. The level of pain and betrayal, finding out that it was the nanny. Oh my God, not the nanny. Dude, I walked up on you. There was a nurse on your job all in your face. Man, why didn't you cheat with the nurse? We could have all came up. She making 50, 75,000. We would have been all eating cucumber sandwiches around the kitchen table, and we would have all got along. Right? That's what I was like, it's a right way to do wrong. You gonna cheat with the help? We paying her, right? That ain't a come up, right? That's some humor in it, but that's how my mom was thinking, like, you could have helped us all out, you know? Let me scroll down here so you guys can hear it. So inside of the insanity of it all, I'm still trying to make it work. Let me tell you something. When you are broken and when you are hurt, you will negotiate all kinds of craziness. You will allow yourself to accept all kinds of shenanigans, right? But when the queen and you have enough, and you recognize, I am worthy of love, I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of being cherished. Why? Because the universe God has created, and he took the time to manifest who I am. All those swimmers was going up there, all those eggs, but God allowed the egg and the sperm to create me. I am special. He knows every hair on our head. I am special. You hear me talking it through. This is called affirmations. When you're talking it in your life, when you're speaking it in your life, your self-worth of what you deserve. You with me, ladies? Everybody with me? You tracking me, guys? Hey, honey. Hi, my auntie. My auntie is here. Thank you, auntie, for joining us. It's the power of your words. See, there's a life and death in your tongue. So when you speak, all men ain't, excuse me, auntie, when you go, all men are dogs, they all cheat. You're speaking that into your life. So who are you going to draw? More men that ain't it, more men that cheat, more men that are dogs, because the universe not going to make you crazy, right? You're going to think you crazy if you get a faithful man. Matter of fact, you're going to chase him away because you don't even know what to do with him. He'll be faithful and you'll make him into a cheater. We got to heal the hurt, or we're going to repeat the pain. So I was coaching this gentleman that I met in Florida when I was getting my certification as a life coach at the John C. Maxwell. Thank you for the love, guys. Thank you for the hearts. And I was coaching this gentleman. He lived in Nova Scotia, and he wanted to get my services initially then, but he was afraid and all in his head. So a year later, he reaches out and say, Focus, I'm ready. I said, why now? He said, I'm in another relationship where she's dominating me. So we set up his coaching session. And as we began to talk, he said, I get in these relationships with these powerful women. I'm so attracted to powerful women, and we're equal at the beginning. But as the months evolve, she started dominating me, being mothering to me and taking control over the relationship. So you know what I asked him? I said, well, what do you think is the common denominator? So he began to say this and he began to say that. I said, honey, you are the common denominator. If the last 5 relationships you've been in, you started off with powerfully strong women that y'all were equal, and it ended up they being dominated and pushing you around and taking charge, you're the common denominator. What is it that you still put out that energy? He said, Focus, since I can remember, my family told me what to do. Since I can remember, I never really trusted my own intuition and my ability to lead. He said, I got it. I am giving them permission to treat me that way in my life because I still have not developed my intuition, my leadership, where I can own my purpose and I can own my lead in this relationship. So I relinquish it to these females, and before I know it, it's a verbal abusive relationship. Bingo. If we don't heal the hurt, we're going to repeat the pain. We got to get these layers and pull them back. And here's what I want you to know, right? It's not a one and done. It's something that we grow into. It's something that evolves over time. And many people don't even know they have these issues until they get in a relationship. Because then there's triggers, there's points of views that pop up that makes us have aha moments. And we go, wow, listen, I thought I escaped from my mom's house. Love that woman. She loved me with all her heart and her passion and her ability according to what she knew. But we're talking about a woman that was raised in foster care, several homes. We're talking about a woman that was in an abusive relationship. right? We're talking about a woman who met her father at a bar and didn't speak to him because they was afraid that he would deny her, right? So she did the best she could for who she was. If we don't heal the hurt, we'll repeat the pain. And I recreated that same shenanigans because I did not know what it was to heal the hurt from my mom, and ran to a man's house that I was like, whoo, he got a 2-parent family. It's 8 of them. Oh, this is going to be good. They know what family looks like. I am now safe. He's a minister. Oh, this is going to be good. And 3 months in, he's snatching the phone, the remote control, telling me I cannot look at Oprah in his house because she was the devil and was going to give me ideas. Now, this is not to criminalize him. This is not to make him look bad. That's not the point. There's no joy in that. There's no breakthrough. I am allowing you to see through my life. Where is it in your life that you are perpetuating the same type of relationships? Because if you are here tonight, it's there. The universe wanted you to be present. Oh, what generational curse can you break in your family? What generational curse can you break in your love life? What spring cleaning do you need to do? What cobwebs you need to move out? Is it you really still in love with that previous relationship, even though you're in this relationship? I got a story for that for you too. I was sitting having a lunch with a gentleman, and he was commenced to tell me how every woman he ended a relationship with, it just simply blossomed, and that all of them would love to be back in a relationship with him. So I said, that sounds nice. It's a good thing to say, but here's my thought about that. Here's what I would recommend to you if you were my client. I would recommend that you ask each one of them and say, hey, listen, I'm taking a class. I'm talking to a life coach, whatever you want to set it up. And my assignment is to ask you, what was your real thoughts, your most truest thoughts as the relationship ended? What do you think about how it ended? And then I asked them to then put your phone on mute and be quiet. And you will have a rude awakening that no, everyone wasn't blossoming and they were ready and willing to take you back. See, sometimes we romanticize things because we really don't want to deal with the pain of it. So we're still in love with someone else and we're in a relationship because we haven't done the work. We haven't completed the past. We have to complete the past so we can be present to the people in our life right now and in the future. Stay with me on that. So, you can still have this fallacy. So the more we talked, he had this image of a female that he was looking for. It's the equivalent, guys. It was the equivalent of me wanting a little bit of Denzel, a little bit of Will Smith, a little bit of Idris Elba, and I'm going to get all them in one. And you know what? That'll be the one I marry, right? And I said to him, sir, you are looking for a ghost. I can't even measure up to that. We can end this here because what you're looking for doesn't even exist. That's a fantasy of a person. So part of our spring cleaning is getting clear of our past, cleaning that up, getting a resolution of that, and then declaring what we actually want, right? Declaring what we actually need. And how do we know what we want? Most of the time, it's knowing what we don't want. So you want to have a list of what you don't want, a list of what you do want, and narrow that down. So I have a top 5 list of what I want. What is your top 5? Now here's also what most people don't want to actually confront. The man you want that you have a list for, he has one too. I know that was a shocker to some people. They were like, what? I am all of that in a bag of chips. There is going to be some growth that you'll need to yield to, and he'll happily let you know if you're open to it. Because that's part of leadership. That's part of someone loving on you when they're able to share with you when something doesn't work. Could they really tell you that relationship with you and your son needs some tweaking? Could they really say that to you? Because he's looking for a soulmate too. He's looking for someone that's malleable that he can also help grow and help them fulfill their path. So would you really be coachable and training and willing to be trained around that? Because men have a different insight about relationships to this woman, not right or wrong, just different. And would you be willing to take that on if he says, there's some things I see that I think would be best that you do with your son, because he's a male child. Would you be willing to do that? How much love do you want that you're willing to grow, that you're willing to evaluate yourself and get in perspective that there's possibly a different way of raising children? Because if you're in my age group, you have children, grown or young. So when the man comes in and he goes, I see some things. Would you be willing? Give me some questions, guys. Anybody have any questions down here? Oh, I saw a page say, ouch. I know that was a minute ago. But let me look. Is there any questions, any concerns about what I'm saying right now? Let me slide on down here. So drop your questions. Yes, we got to break these generational curses. We got to recognize them. And how you know you the one is because you just heard me say it. You say, well, Focus, I don't know if I'm up for that. You are, because the universe just brought you in a space to hear about generational curses. And yes, that thing that popped up, that's for you to do. Go ahead and click right there at the top. What is the Focus 11? Book your 30-minute session, and we're going to strategically talk about how to break that generational curse. One, you have to fortify yourself. Recognize this it's a curse. Recognize it's something that's wreaking havoc not only in your life, but you'll pass it on to your children, and it's probably hit a couple generations behind you. So you're the one. You are the chosen one. Congratulations. That's part of your legacy. That's part of your legacy. So my girl, oh, I love Oprah. She's my coach from a distance. And she was so happy about having that school in Africa that Nelson Mandela pretty much mandated her to do after they had a conversation about it. And Oprah said happily to Maya Angelou, she said, this is going to be my legacy. And Maya Angelou in her wisdom said, your legacy. She said, darling, you have no idea what your legacy is. See, every person that we touch, every time we speak to someone and they take an action, and then the person that they took an action for or with takes another action, it's called the butterfly effect. So even though people might not see that you destroyed that generational curse, 3 generations from now might not even know your name, but what they won't do is have that teenage pregnancy. It's something about her that she'll go to lay down and have sex young, and she'll go, no, I can't do this. I'm not ready, and get up. Won't even know auntie name because it's 3 generations over. But the power of what you delivered your family through from generations to generation. I'm about to cry, shout, and run around this bed all at the same time. Anybody feeling what I'm feeling? Give me some hearts, give me some love. Anybody feeling that breakthrough? See, our life is not just about us. Our life is not just about us. Woo! I would have gave up a long time ago if it was just about me. Not only just about my children, but when I wake up in the morning, when someone asked me in an interview, Focus, who's your competition? I said, I don't have any competition. And they laughed and was like, oh, she don't have any competition. I said, let me explain. See, my calling is my calling. My purpose is my purpose. No one else can do it, just like yours. Whatever your purpose is, whether you know it or not, and we can help you figure that out. Whether you know it or not, is your purpose. There's many coaches out there. Tara's on the line and some other coaches on the line. But certain people is designated by the universe for me to give them a breakthrough in that generational curse. That woman that got molested through incest, that's my purpose. That child marriage in Bangladesh and Zimbabwe, she has 25 girls. She took out a child marriage so they don't have to get married young to be able to be taken care of because their father sold them off or their uncle sold them off. That's my ministry and my purpose. Nobody can do that other than me. So my competition is when I'm in the bed and I say to myself, Focus, who can you help today? Who can you help to heal the hurt, to get the clarity that they need so they can declare their purpose, so they can get the love that they want and have the life they love. That's my conversation. That's my conversation. That's why I have no competition. The competition is within me of how to fulfill my purpose. That's it. That's the measurements. Now, do I utilize other people's tools? Do I utilize other people's methods to get to that point? Absolutely. But I'm not in competition. We're all in our lanes to fulfill our purpose and to get to the most highest authentic self that we are. Yes, yes. Yes, if you guys follow Nicole Nichols, that's her thing. Yes, yes, love her. But I recognize that's her purpose in the way she delivered. What is your purpose? You get to choose. You get to declare. You get to say what that looks like in your life. Okay, I want to make sure I'm getting everything in here. We at 7:39. If you got any questions, make sure you drop them for me. Love you. You are the chosen one. You are absolutely the chosen one. Now, I know this is a mandate, right, guys? This is a mandate. So I'm kind of like the renegade of coaches sometimes, I feel like, right? And I just had an amazing experience kind of a life death experience a couple weeks ago. I was on 476 and I'm driving and my wheel popped and cars are flying by me and my daughter. And I'm like, oh my God, God, please get us off the highway. Right. So walk with me one moment. And I get off the highway. I'm like, whoo, we got off the highway. We're good. But where I got off was the Gladwin exit. And if you know anything about the Gladwin exit, that's right there by the river. And some of the sides have a little ditch that your car can literally dip into. So I got off the highway, which was, I thought was the epitome of danger. And now I'm on a road that's dark that I can flip over in a puddle. And on one of those like ditches, if you will. So sometimes you may think you hear my voice and you're like, let's go, focus. I'm ready to do it. So you get out of the fire and you get out of the pan and into the fire. So we sitting there literally for 3 hours, cars running by us, and we're waiting for State Farm. And literally, you know how the cars go by and the whole car moves because they're going by so fast. And I'm like, God, first of all, the first thing I'm going to tell y'all what I said. The first thing I said, Lord, don't let me die a 15-month version. Because right now I'm selling it by choice. So I was like, oh man, I was just with a gentleman yesterday and I behaved myself all in the name of Jesus. I could have had some and died happy, right? Y'all can laugh at that if it's Christian and that's offensive to you. Just mute that part and come on back. But that was my first response, like, oh, crap, And then I was like, but God, I'm not done my purpose. What else do you have? There's so many other people you need me to help. I can't die out here like this. I just can't. And then my daughter's sitting there and I'm looking at her. She's a person of resilience. She's a problem solver. The world needs her. So it's just so frightening in that moment. So I declared the next day after finally getting home, I said, God, I am going to be that much more crisp and poignant. I know sometimes I'm being nice. I'm being endearing because I don't want to step on people's toes. I don't want to poke them. I don't want to challenge them. But after that life and death situation, I said, let's go. God, universe, what you want me to say? Because people's lives is online. People's mental is online. And now we're out here and many people are feeling isolated, destitute, confronted. They can't hide that their finances is jacked up. They can't hide that their husband is cheating because he ain't even coming home and it's a mandate to stay home. We got to speak the truth. We got to fulfill our purpose because it's not just about us. It's so much more. So you don't have the right to keep hiding. I'm calling you out right now. Yes, I'm talking to you. We all have been hurt. And at some point, it's called, so what? What do you want me to learn from, universe? Let's learn the lesson. Let's heal the hurt so we don't repeat the pain. And let's go. It's time to live life and live it scrumptiously. Live it so we can get the juicy love that we want. And I promise you, when you heal that hurt, you get clarity. The world looks different. The air tastes better. Okay, smiles are smilier, if that's even a word. And then when you get on your purpose, woo, oh my goodness, the sky looks bluer because you get this clarity of why you're actually on this earth. It's mesmerizing. I promise you, the joy that it brings you. It doesn't still mean you're not going to have life ups and downs. Now you just know why, right? It's something that allows you to get over it quicker because you recognize this is for a purpose besides myself, as well as myself, for me to learn. Yes. And that's what makes you love the life that you have. So my things didn't change. Some of my things changed, but in general, your things may not change, like your job, your husband, your car, your house. But what will happen is your ability to deal with it and live life on a juicy level. That's what actually happened. Woo! I'm excited. I hope y'all enjoying it just as much as I'm enjoying it because I'm in my purpose right now. So I'm flowing, guys. It's feeling good to me, and I hope it's feeling good to you. So if you are having any questions about your purpose, any questions about your healing, what's the next steps, focus? How do I get over that molestation, that incest? How do I get over that divorce? I'm still in love with my husband, and we've been divorced for 10 years. How do I heal that hurt? Click the link right there. What is the focus of love? Book that appointment, 30 minutes. You get just you and I to tease that out, to discover how do I heal the hurt so I don't repeat the pain? How do I move forward? Because I am stuck. I've been stuck for years. I've been trying to read books, go to conventions, but I need some one-on-one time where somebody could look me in the eye and give me some accountability. And give you some accountability to what you say that matters in your life, what you say that's important to your life. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm here for. And you get when you purchase my book, you send to Cash App, Focus James, $7, and put your email in the note part. I'm going to email as soon as we get off of here, and I'm going to go and you can book your 30-minute appointment. And I suggest you do it in the next 72 hours. You get 14 days after the purchase of the book to utilize that free 30-minute consultation. If you do a review about what we talked about today on that same page, it extends from 30 minutes to an entire hour. Then we get to tease out a particular area of your life. For $7, guys, my regular cost is $157. This is my commitment and gift to you for joining Tara on this spring cleaning, because I get that life is important to you and you're willing to take the time. I'm willing to give the time. I'm willing to do that pro bono for you. So there's a win-win situation. You got my book for $7. It took more than $7 to make that book, but I want to give it to you because I want you to shift the mental, your mindset, because what you focus on expands. So that's why I want to get you that book immediately so you can begin to dive right in and change the thoughts. Because when you change your mindset, you change your life. You say, well, Focus, I've been stuck for years. That's because you're around the same conversation. The 5 sum total. The 5 people you call and text and email the most is your mindset. It's generally the mindset. It's generally your finances. It's generally how you relate to people. See, I have this one girlfriend I know I could talk to about a lot of things, but definitely not relationships. She's still upset. She's still bitter about stuff. I don't even bring it up because it's just going to resonate with her with more upset. And she'll be my amen crew when something's wrong and make somebody else wrong. But that doesn't do anything for me to help me heal, to help me understand the other point of view of that person. So now I can talk to her about the children. We can bang it out about the kids. She's super organized when it comes to something like that. So you got to align your life with the people around you to help you elevate your conversation and your way of being. Yes? And you got to look at yourself. Am I being that friend? Am I being that significant other that will want to love and cherish me? Am I growing? Oh man, I done heard so many women go, well, he got to love me as I am. Take me or leave me. Oh yeah, he can leave you. Yeah, pretty much he can. Yeah, the odds against you is that he's going to leave. Now here's the worst thing that can happen. He don't leave, he stay, and y'all still don't even like each other, enjoy each other's company. That's worse than not leaving. That he stays and deal with it because y'all have children. He stays and deal with it because he believe in God. Or he stays and deal with it because he have a commitment to God and y'all both miserable. No, he doesn't have to stay. A lot of men don't cheat, but he doesn't have to be loyal either. And when I say loyal, loyal to being a leader, loyal to being a visionary, taking the family to the next level because of your own inability to be malleable and ready to grow and ready to please and to serve and bring forth the purpose and the vision that God has put y'all together for. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you guys for the attentiveness. I appreciate that. Let me look and see if anybody have any questions, any concerns. How do we change our negative behavior when we recognize it needs to be changed? Great question. I don't have enough time to dive into it, but I'm gonna skim on it. Okay, Tanya, you can click that button up there and book your appointment. And first of all, one of the ways to change is what you put in your portals. What is the focus of love? 10 chapters. You can read this in an hour, a few every night. But it's what do you allow in your portals? So you can't get over a man cheating when you binge watching cheaters, when you binge watching the soap operas. Because now you think you got them pegged. Oh yeah, I see. Because they show that on cheating. You can't watch Maury all day long talking about you having a healthy relationship. You gotta watch your portals. You gotta control what comes in. Yes, you get to say what you're going to read. You get to say who you're going to talk to. How do we change our negative behavior when we recognize it needs to be changed? Well, one, you want to write that down, whatever that negative behavior is. So for me, I remember Simone's father, he said to me one day, he said, everything doesn't deserve an answer. And it really resonated with me. I always got something back to say when I was in that relationship with him. And I had to recognize that, Tanya. I had to recognize that, you know what, as a man, he wants to have the last say. But more importantly, he may or may not. But more importantly, why do I think I need to have the last say? That came back from my childhood where there was lots of arguments and contention. Whoever spoke the loudest won. Whoever had the funny singer won. Whoever had the best mama's joke won. But that's not feminine. That doesn't tap in my essence of who I am. So now I get to create who I am. You want to find out, and you may or may not, where did that negative behavior come from? And it gets really confronting. It can come up to that. More importantly, what is it that the person wants to see, or what do you actually want to see? So what did I want to see? I wanted to see the ability to flow with my mate, the ability to flow with my partner. And what does flowing look like? Ask them, especially after a good old love session, a little sex, get them to open up a lot. While you laying on his head, honey, you said the other day, everything doesn't deserve a reply. What do you mean? Can you tell me more about that? In your soft, sensual voice while you're all hugged up and naked. See, listen, this is the rule of engagement. When you try to learn you're a man, you want to do it when you're in the most intimate, feminine self, right? And when you have these quiet moments, it's a lot of alone time right now. Put those kids in the room, man, and remember why you had them. Remember why you engaged with this man. Remember why y'all actually committed. Tell those children, listen, whoever don't come out until we come get you, get two scoops of ice cream, okay? Bribe them, if you will, if you want to call it, but you want to set it up so y'all can reconnect, so y'all can shift the way this marriage is happening. Because listen, we don't know how long this is going to go when it comes to this coronas thing and what it's going to look like. See, right now we all got jam-packed freezers and refrigerators. For most of us, the bills is paid. We got a little extra for maybe another month, right? But what we want to do is set ourselves up right now while it's still enough where we can hear each other and we're not panicking, and have juicy conversations about what our life going to look like in the next 6 months. How can we set ourselves up to win? How can we set ourselves up to be fulfilled even in this major change that's happening? Because I married you for you. So whether you have a job, whether we had this big old house or not, we are going to be together. Talk to your man like that. Affirm him that our marriage is not bent on how much money we make and what zip code we live in. I'm talking about spring cleaning. I'm talking about love. See, if you projected to him, right? I had this parent when I was a preschool teacher. I was preschool for 7 years, and this woman called her man ATM. I probably dated myself. And y'all know what ATM is, the Mac machine, the ATM, when you go to a Wawa and you get money. She physically, literally, every day, his nickname wasn't Sweetie, his nickname wasn't Honey, his nickname was ATM. And what she didn't get, she was so full of herself and proud of herself that she could say that, and then he would respond, and every time he would give money, and she would say it in front of us, and he would just flip his eyes up and just shake his head. With disgust. With disgust. You got to dance this dance with your spouse. Feel their spirit. Feel how they living. Where they at. And look to serve. One of the other things I ask my clients to do is play a game. How can you outlove one another? How can you love one another? There's a book called The 5 Love Languages, and I love this book. If your man is not a reader, you might not be a reader. You can just Google the actual quiz, 5 Love Languages. And what the point is that we all have a language that fills our love bucket. And so your spouse have a love language that fills his love bucket. So here's a really key for the lack of time. We're wrapping up here. My mom was walking down the steps one day and she looked gorgeous. I was coming in the house and she walking down the steps. I'm like, Mom, you look so beautiful. She's heading to church. So I said, Mom, you look so beautiful. She said, yeah, you just take out that trash, right? If you know my mom, that's just how she was. She was like, yeah, you just take out that trash, right? Her love language was acts of service. When you did things for her, she felt fulfilled. She felt loved and like you cared about her. Mine was acts of words of affirmation. So telling me that I look beautiful filled my love bucket up. So a lot of times you're in a relationship and you're giving the person what you want, but it don't do nothing for them. So they don't feel loved. They don't feel taken care of. They don't feel a reverence in the relationship. So I went and took the trash out for her, and I came back and sat next to her on the couch. I said, now can I tell you look beautiful? She said, if you want to. It didn't do anything for her. It was like, yeah, that's nice and all. But she felt love when the trash was taken out. So I highly recommend that book. It's on audio. You can do, I think it's on YouTube, but you can definitely go to the quiz. I would recommend to do that. It's an amazing short quiz. I think it's about 30 questions. You talk about it as you take it and get your answers. And listen, ladies, you don't get to vote on his answers. Whatever his answers is what his answers is. Now, listen, most of my clients are men. And most of the time, I want to tell you something. They can't talk to their female because the female is always trying to dictate to him what he should be thinking or doing versus allowing him to be. Allowing him, he don't need to be made over. Now, can you inspire him? Can you lift him up where he had some aha moments? Absolutely. But no one wants a project and no one wants to be a project. So inside of that quiz, it's a multiple question quiz, and it may say something like, for your birthday, what would you like for your birthday? Would you like a gift? Would you like a bubble bath? Would you like someone to pick up your laundry? Or would you like someone to write you a beautiful letter? And then he gets to answer what that is. And of course, at the end of the quiz, it tallies it up and says what your top love language is. What a gift you give one another, because now you can play into that. So if his thing is word of affirmation, you make sure, girl, when he come home from going grocery shopping, you call his mama or your mama and go, Mom, he done came and look at that. He got everything on the list. That's why I love your son. Thank you so much for having your son and giving him to me. I really appreciate how well you raised your son. Let him hear that, okay? Listen, if he did forget something, he gonna leave and go back and get it with all of that praise. Okay. Okay, that's how we spring clean. Get rid of the old negative thoughts that's not working and replace them with new negative thoughts. You need good, live, juicy food. Like, what is the focus of love? Like the 5 love languages, like myself as a coach, like Tara as a coach, in order to change your mindset and transform your being. Because what you have been doing has worked to a certain point. You have a certain amount of success. But go to the next level, you got to go to the next level. And you're going to need different information and different people to take you there. Our awesome girl, the last time I checked, has 4 life coaches. That's called a clue. Anytime a billionaire, one of the richest people in the world, have 4 or anything, I'm like, can I get a quarter of that? Right? Can I scratch and sniff some of that, right? You definitely want some of that. So even if you don't have a further desire, you like focus on, I'm not sure about this coaching thing. Why can't my pastor just tell me? He could. He probably has a certain level of skills, but to have that intimate time, that one-on-one, where you're strategically set up to win and have accountability, most pastors don't have that level and that level of time or intensity they can give to you. That's where the point comes, where someone like a Oprah goes, she goes to 4 people that have mastered the area, and she goes, help me master this. You right here. That's all we talk about. That's all we create. And so with velocity, she grows. Her mindset, her way of being, the people around her, her businesses grow. Because there's a synergy here with someone that you can build. You all know what 2 to 3 gather together, there he is in the midst. Absolutely. So the heightened awareness, your spiritual being heightens and elevates when you have someone accountable to your life besides you. Because we can all go in our head and have ambition and goals. But to write them down, to give it to another human being that strategically knows how to hold us accountable, that's a whole nother life we live in. Anybody got a question as we wrap up? We about to bring this on home. Man, listen, this has been a powerful, juicy conversation. I want to keep going. Love language is intellectual intimacy. I love that woman. How long you been married, Aunt Louise? She said the love language is intellectual intimacy. Oh, I love, auntie, I'm going to steal that. I think they've been married like 45 years. That's my auntie. But that's another thing. Who do you have around you? We got 2 minutes. Who do you have around you that are you keep an example? See, my father passed at 10. And when I was 10. So I have about 4 men in my life of different ages and different status that I can talk to just about anything. And none of them I have had sex with. These are men that I trust, that trust me. Their wives trust me. 2 or 3 of them are married, and they trust me. And they know I'm there for friendship, for relationship capital. So you want to fortify and forge relationships that you may have missed in your childhood. Right? So this is also a strategic way. See, this is something that you will get from someone like myself, a life coach, that will share with you how to strategically do just that. Let's see. Amazing talk. Thank you. You are so welcome. I appreciate that, Teresa. So I look forward to, on the other side of this, guys, for all those that purchase my book, What is the Focus of Love? The first chapter is called, this one is called To Be Right or Not to Be Right. That is the question. So that is the question. To be right or not is not to be right is the question. That one came out of my mom always wanting to be right, and Simone's father saying to me, you don't always have to have an answer. And I really got that. I really got that. We don't, ladies. Sometimes we can just be quiet and let it be. We don't need to respond to everything. Let the quietness speak for it. And I'm not talking about having an attitude. I'm just talking about recognizing, just be still. Let him work it out over there. Let God be God and speak to your man. You don't need to tell him everything. Let God be God and speak to him in his dreams and his visions and his alone time, and give him his man cave time, because he absolutely needs it to rejuvenate himself, to be better for you. This is Focus Women, Focus to Love. I look forward to seeing your emails, so that way, go ahead and send it to the Cash App. What is the Focus of Love? Cash App, $ Focus James. You'll Cash App the $7. The note part, you'll include your email address. So for instance, my email address is thefocusoflove@gmail.com, and then you'll click send, right? And when it comes through, I'll hop right on my computer as soon as I get off now, and I'll send you that ebook, right? And you'll get to have it tonight. It takes all of an hour to read if you desire to do it that quickly, or a few chapters at night. And then you're going to also click that link where it's my Facebook page. What is the Focus of Love? You'll see it says book me. It says book now, I think. You'll click that. You'll select your 30-minute slot. Now, also, if you do a review for this talk that we just had, right on that same page, you can click 2 slots. You'll have a full hour with me for $7. That's an amazing deal. And I wanted to do that for you all in honor of Tara. Tara is my relationship coach. She's been working with me on some areas of my life to resonate my desire to have a husband and to get connected like that. I can draw them, guys. I can draw them there. I can woo them and everything. But we want somebody to say yes. We want somebody to put the finger on it. I was like, okay, I think I might have a blind spot or two myself here. Right? So coaches need coaches. You heard Tara all week telling you about her coach, right? So I can't tell you the necessity of having a coach and not having one myself. I also have a financial coach as well, right? I have an artist development coach as well. And I also have a stylist coach. So in order for me to grow in different areas, I need the coaching as well. So it's been my plum, please, and pleasure to meet and see everyone. I'll read through the comments, see if there's any questions that I didn't ask. And I look forward to meeting you. And how do we meet? Right on Zoom. Guys, you know we're in this social distancing, but that's how I meet all my clients anyway. We'll meet right on Zoom, and I will email you the information and confirming your time slot. It's been my pleasure, everyone. You have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for Tara's next live to continue to build on the spring cleaning, and back at 7 p.m. on tomorrow evening. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Oh, thank you. Bye, everybody.